Hey everybody! It is 6 p.m. at least where I live on Tuesday, which means it is time for the Monster Maverick show, and I'm your host Neil. And this is the show all about Splinterlands, and not so much from which cards to play with for a particular team, but more from the investment and earning side of the ecosystem. Lots of ways to skin a cat in the Splinterlands world. So this is the show about all those things. So welcome everybody, and I have a new audio setup. A lot of people were complaining about the audio, so hopefully this works a little bit better. And let me know if it sounds good. I've had Zoom calls and I've done recordings and stuff, and it sounded good to me. But we'll see if everybody likes it on the replay, I guess. Samsonite says sounds good. Bluett's here. We got lots of people filing in. As far, I always like to take a minute to talk about, why, maybe I know what I'm talking about. So I'm, a day one Splinterlands, player, investor, whatever you want to call it. I've been around for, it's over 4 years now. It's May of 2018. Back when there wasn't even a game. There was just these cards. You opened them and you traded them, and that was it. Yaba's here. All right. Rondon admits it sounds better. Do I wear that shirt every Tuesday? Yes. So I actually just had to argue with my wife about this. So this is actually a robe because, well, one, it's quite cold in my basement here because the air conditioning really kicks on, and that's the main thing. But also, I'm thinking. I'm digging it. So I've been watching the new how do I say this without trademark infringement? The new miniseries that is popular with characters stemming back to 1977 on a certain streaming channel. And I was I was thinking, it's like, I think cloaks and robes should make a comeback. As far as like daily wear, like samurai inspired stuff. And I was actually looking on Amazon for like cosplay stuff, and you can get like an adult men's thing for like $60-$70. I was like, maybe. So we'll see if I actually pull the trigger on that or not. So far I haven't, because it is rather frivolous, but could be fun. So yeah, so I've been around for a long time. In my day job, I do tax advisory work. Helping people with paying less money in taxes, and so I have that financial kind of aspect to the stuff that I do, and I'm also half the team, 50% behind the X Chaos project, where you hold X Chaos tokens, and then you get a stream of DEC from airdrop values for card airdrops, SPS airdrops, because it was a purchase pool for Chaos Legion packs, and we got those packs obviously, and now we are eligible for airdrop. So the next airdrop is going to be the first of the legendary summoners. We're pretty excited about that. We're expecting a few hundred of those cards, with about 10 of them being gold foil, and that'll be at the minimum rate of 550 or 550 packs per airdrop. So we might get lucky, we might get a few more, but overall it's going to be pretty close to that minimum guarantee, because that is sort of the expected value. So then, we sell cards into the market, and we take that DEC and we distribute it to our token holders on a daily basis. And then I'm also half of the team behind Venari Syndicate, which is it's a syndication fund for Splinterlands assets, where we raise capital from partners and we deploy it into the Splinterlands ecosystem and generate cash flow. Cash flow is the name of the game there. And you do have to be accredited investor for all that kind of stuff, but for most people who are not, it's you might be interested, because you can get referral earnings from accredited investors you bring us, so something to consider. We're actually not actively raising capital at the moment, but it's always good to keep that in mind, simply because, with the rewards changes, there's lots of changes. So we're waiting to assess how all that goes. So that's me. That's my Splinterlands resume. And I also am the largest or one of the largest Splinterlands asset holders, individual asset holders. So there's that as well. So that's me, and let's hit the theme song. And just as a by the way, the that miniseries that I'm watching, that probably many of you are watching as well, the third episode was terrible. Oh my god! But this show is not about that. But I just have to share. There were so many plot holes in that whole thing. It just drove me batty. Anyway, let's talk about Splinterlands. And Splinterlands stole my thunder a little bit this morning, earlier today, or last night, whatever it was, when they came out with an announcement that the vouchers for nodes were going to go live, basically today. So, I have been banging the drum on nodes for a minute here, and people are still not quite seeing the math, I don't think, and we're going to go into that a little bit later. There's kind of four basic things I want to hit today. So one is the ecosystem market value, update, and it's been a bit of a rough week. The second one is the a post or a video that Jarvie just put out for peakmonsters of a new feature that I got access to like within the last 20 minutes. So it's pretty cool. I like it a lot, and I think it's going to help people a lot as far as building decks. And then the third thing is going to be nodes. And the fourth thing, if we have time, is I'll open some more packs because that's always fun. So, just because people are in the user list does not mean they're actually here and paying attention. So, I don't know if Agrod's actually here or not. Neil's one of the few who could attract both Yabba and Aggie as audience members. Maybe so. So let us go to the ecosystem chart here, and this is why they call me McSpreadsheet, because, well, I have massive amounts of spreadsheets. So you can see here, we had a bit of a dip from last week. Can you see my cursor? That's not oh, there it goes. Okay. We had a bit of a dip. SPS was a large part of that, but not the only part of that. So if we go into the actual data chart, we have a couple minuses here. Basically, we went from 274, let's call it 275 million in ecosystem market cap down to 258. So we dropped $16.7 million in market cap from last week's show to this week's. And I do snapshots of these manually, so there is some wiggle room in that. But it's unless somebody bought up a whole bunch of stuff in the last hour, this is kind of the numbers. So the major part of that was SPS. SPS dropped, and it went from 0.096 last week to 0.081 this week, and of course, there was the inflation that we had just, as part of the normal thing. We didn't have, the week before we had the node burn, or the node pre-sale, which burned a lot of SPS, took it out of circulation. While there is still some node buying going on, especially over the recent announcement, it didn't make that big a dent. We still increased by, 12 billion SPS over the last week. And, the price dropped, and the overall market cap dropped by $10 million. And that's, so 10 million of the 16 million was just SPS. The license market cap did pump up a little bit, which is nice to see. And, Yabba is saying that there's an account dumping millions of SPS seemingly at a loss for some reason. They have about 1 million left. That's interesting. Could just be somebody liquidating, could be some other mechanism behind the scenes. But the other thing I really like about doing this this ecosystem market cap is you get to see like the individual segments that are kind of unusual. So, like right here, the rare totems. Somebody just sold a bunch, and hit the bids, and the market cap there dropped in half basically. And so if you're in the market for for rare totems, then you might want to pick some up. And then the other thing was orbs took a hit, 18%. Not large dollars there because the orb market cap is so small. But it is an interesting thing to see there. Chaos also retreated a bit, and Chaos is much more volatile because it's the in-print edition. So the number of because these are unopened packs. The number of Chaos packs that are floating in circulation are going to be volatile. We actually decreased by 18,000 the number of unopened packs. So, and more packs have been distributed either through purchases or through chest rewards. So, it's interesting that the actual number of unopened packs decreased so much. So, people who are getting those are opening them, and the overall. The overall market cap of the cards has come back as well, about 9% over the last week. So people are just dumping, commensurately. So, not a terribly strong week in the market cap world, but it's all right. There's going to be volatility. That's to be expected. Bitcoin has been up and down. We've had some pretty volatile times in the macro markets. So it's not unexpected to see some ranging like this. I did think that we would churn through the nodes faster than we are, especially with the announcement that the vouchers are going live as far as the rewards portion, tonight essentially, depending on your time zone. If I remember right, so from what I understand, from what I read of the post. Or the announcement, the vouchers are going to be using the old system that we had when we had to manually claim them, and they were added to our accounts, at like 2 a.m. Eastern, something like that, daily. And so, it's interesting to see how that impending reward is not driving more buying, because the math is just insane. Because there are things you can do in Splinterlands, right? I mean, there's different ways to earn, right? It's a play-to-earn economy. You can take your cards, you can battle, and you can earn rewards. So that's very straightforward. And I've been actually playing 2 accounts lately that has been a lot of fun. So one of the accounts I'm raising up from Novice because it was just idle before I wasn't playing anything. And I delegated a bunch of max cards. And it's kind of a weird deck because it was just whatever I didn't have rented at the time, and I just decided to move them over to a delegation account and delegate to my playing account there. So it's not complete in the way I would normally build a deck, but it's actually working out okay. And I'm currently in Gold 1, but I'm earning bronze chests. Because if you didn't have a history before, or you were a novice in the season before, once you get into bronze, apparently you qualify for bronze chests. So I'm in Gold 1, and I'm earning bronze chests, and I'm earning a lot of chests. And that's a lot of fun, because like one victory in Gold 1 is like 3 bronze chests, or something like that. Changes, depending on what your rating is. But, it's definitely more fun earning more chests. And I know the chests are not worth as much as, in fact, I haven't even updated that the chest calculation. Maybe we can do that live here in a bit. So I know they're worth less than silver chest or gold chest, and I know the math says that if I was earning gold chests at the same R shares rate as I was in bronze chest, it would come out ahead. I know that, but still, it's fun earning like 26. Bronze chests. Scaredy Cat made it. All right. It's fun earning more of the cheaper chests just because it's more. So, that's something to consider. And then on my main account, I've been battling up. I'm earning gold chests, and I'm currently in Diamond 3. So that is a lot of fun. And okay. And I've got just stay over there. I've got kids wanting to watch TV. Okay, back up. All right, so so what was I saying? So I have to say I'm liking the whole new rewards experience, and it's I'm just a fan basically. So that's one way to earn, right? Is just doing strict play to earn. You can also earn checking on the future inheritance. Could be. They don't know that word yet. So so other ways to earn. You can rent cards, right? So the rental market, and you can talk to Gene Pool, with the rental golem bot. Rentals have been hit hard. A lot of the rental demand comes from the bot farms. So, love them or hate them, they do provide a good bit of ecosystem value in that area. But, they were recoding, and it seems like even though these rewards changes were announced, well ahead of time, it seems like a lot of them really have no idea what they're doing. They're still trying to figure out, their strategies. They're still trying to figure out what cards to rent versus what cards to own. So the rental demand, especially for collection power, has gone way down compared to previous seasons. So I think it's going to take a couple seasons for that to shake out. And so like my own rental portfolio has gotten hit decently hard. We're running at about half of the run rate compared to previous seasons, or compared to the last season. So, that's another way to earn. But a third way to earn, an easy way, is nodes. And a fourth way to earn is to stake SPS. So, if you are bullish on SPS, then, basically those are the two choices. You could stake in the game, and you can earn 45%, whatever the actual number is right now. It's around 45%. Or you can buy nodes. Now, prior to a week or so ago, buying nodes had a great deal of uncertainty simply because we didn't know when rewards were going to turn on. They were they're saying hopefully earlier, but Q4, and end of Q4 is 6 months away, 7 months away. So there was a great deal of uncertainty about that. And then Yeba had said on some town halls, like, well, I hope to get them out earlier. I hope to get the rewards going live and all that kind of stuff. And then we got the actual announcement that rewards are going live for vouchers this week, and for SPS in I think it was August. It might have been September, but so that doing that removes all of that uncertainty. So it's incredible to me that didn't spur more buying. It spurred some, but not enough, I don't think. So if I go over to here, we can see that these numbers are a little bit outdated. Let's go to 0.081, but the voucher price is about the same. So, my little calculator here, it looks through, the pre-sale, the tranche 1, tranche 2, tranche 3, and says, okay, what's the price of things going to be for SPS and for vouchers, and how much are you going to earn? Because the more that are sold, the more you are competing with the pool in order to get those rewards. So your percentage share will decrease as more are sold. But the flip side of that is that as we go up in tranche, the resale value of the node license itself increases. So if you're looking at total return, you have to look at cash flow plus equity. So here we're just looking at cash flow. And if we annualize this out, if you buy in tranche 1, which is where we are now, and we're still in tranche 1 when rewards start, which we will be because they're starting tomorrow or tonight, whatever the case is, you're looking at 108%. So it's that's not bad, and that's more than double what you can get from staking SPS in game. So if you are not bullish on SPS and you're just going to be selling into the market for whatever you earn from your airdrop, okay, fine, that's a whole different story. But if you are holding your SPS, if you're staking your SPS, it makes no sense at all to me to stake in-game versus buying nodes, because that uncertainty value of the delayed rewards is now gone. So that is that's my take on it. I'm buying. I know a couple other people in the top lists are buying. In fact, let's see. I gotta switch over to. The browser here, and we'll go to peakmonsters. The top holder little list here is is pretty fun to play with. You can see a lot of stuff. There's no secrets on the blockchain, So right here, I'm number 9. If you remember last week, I think I had 30, and every 3 to 4 days, I can roll my airdrop into another license. So I'm up to 33 now, and you can see SPS Whale has jumped up. It was 65 last time I looked, so that's gone up. The blockchain FF I think has increased a little bit. BK 300 BNB that went up by 1. So people are bumping up a little bit. Now obviously the lower, when we get into the lower numbers, it's hard to keep track of who's doing what. But overall, we are at, let's see, go back to my ecosystem value, and we can have a count of the licenses in play. So licenses went from 2374 last week up to 2459. 2459, as of like an hour or so ago. So 70 or so have sold, and SPS Whale and myself count for maybe 10-15% of that. So I just think it's nuts. Pump the price of SPS, then I buy more. So Druid's Blood, I think this is a mistake in thinking, because the returns I'm calculating as 100% are in SPS terms. So if I put in one SPS, I'm getting out another SPS in profit, in cash flow, and I still have the node license. So it's SPS on SPS terms that I calculate my returns in, because that is the unit of account here that we have. So I promised a little bit of drama. A little bit of drama here, and that is going to take the form of the following. So BSwap wallet, which I recommend everybody use because it has an import-export function between Hive Engine and the in-game wallet, which prevents you from making any mistakes for sending to the wrong address or anything like that. So for that reason alone, I think it's great. But it also has a great interface for your liquidity pool positions. So what I'm doing, I am currently just over 2% of the DEC SPS pool, and I get nice SPS airdrops from that position. If I go into my account here, I got 48 million points of airdrop from that. So this is a significant thing. But here's what's going to happen. So I'm going to remove all of my liquidity here, and I'm going to get out, I don't know, a whole bunch of SPS, 322,000. And looks like you can't see my confirmation dialog box from Keychain, but it's there. So we're removing, and success. So it still has some dust in there, which is, it's a bunch. 48 million. So, I get a lot of airdrop. I get about 1% of the whole thing. So that SPS is now sitting in my wallet here on Hive Engine. And it's right there. And the DEC is still there. DEC I'm leaving alone. But the SPS, I'm going to be switching out. So if I go over to the shop, I go to nodes. So we're going to demonstrate something here. So 2,539 remaining in tranche 1. At the price of one node license is 36,854 SPS. Okay, that's great. Well, let me clear out my in-game wallet just so it's easier to see. So I do this, max, transfer, confirm, and that is now transferred into Hive Engine. Okay, and let's do the same thing for the My Vouchers. I've got 153 there. Okay. The withdrawal will not move the pool, no, but it will make slippage larger, or price, not slippage, but price impact. Okay, so now I go back and I can see that I do not have enough SPS or vouchers for this purchase. Okay, so let's change that. So 36,854 SPS, but we get credit for vouchers, right? At $3 per voucher, right? And the way the discounts are constructed is basically you can it's like half price plus 500 vouchers. So if I go to swap and I go to SPS, okay, and I do vouchers, and I want 500 vouchers, it's going to cost me 8,049 SPS. So I swap, hit OK, do that, and Agrod's going to OTC my SPS for his vouchers. Interesting. I will take you up on that. We'll do that after the show. That's too hard to coordinate while I'm streaming. But here, so now I have 653 vouchers because I had 153 before and I bought 500, and now I'm going to transfer stuff into the game. So remember, 36,000. So I'm going to do one node license and 500 vouchers. So now what I actually need is 18,000 plus 500 vouchers. So I need 18,496. Let's just call that 19,000. And Samsonite is saying 500 was 7,200 SPS earlier today. Yeah, some people went on a bit of a buying spree, so that is to be expected. So I'm transferring into my game wallet here. And when I say my, it's not actually mine because everything's owned by corporations. But, technical details. Transfer 500 vouchers. And success. So now I go back over to Splinterlands. I've received 19,000 SPS and Cabal on vouchers. There we go. We've received 500 vouchers. So now let's do 500. No. There we go. Just had to kind of refresh the thing here. And I can pay with SPS and vouchers. Yes. So remember, the full retail price was 36,000 something SPS. What I actually spent was 18,000 plus, I don't know, what was it, 8,000, 9,000 for the vouchers. And that is the arbitrage that is available to anybody buying node licenses with SPS and vouchers. Voucher price might be cheaper tomorrow because double supply. That is true. So we're going to get, 20,000 new vouchers on the market every day. And that's going to increase supply. And, all things being equal, if you increase supply for any given, good, then the price of it is going to drop. And, that is probably what's going to happen. So right now we can see that, that the purchase was successful. So I got a, 12,000 SPS discount by using vouchers. So, as people want to buy node licenses, that creates upward buying pressure on vouchers. And, the voucher pool is relatively small. So, as a buyer, I don't want to slam the whole thing into vouchers in all in one shot. I want to I want to, buy, a 500 or 1,000 and then let people sell, bring the price back down, and then I want to buy, some more. So, there's a balancing game to it. You don't want to be too impatient and overpay. But even if you did, what if I wanted like, 5,000 vouchers, right? SPS to vouchers, and if I wanted 5,000, so that would increase the price. It'd have a price impact of 45%. Now that's a lot, but it's still less than retail price of not using vouchers, because right now the vouchers are like $1.25, something like that. I'm getting $3 of credit from the license purchase. So as long as you're buying licenses, it's still, the math still makes sense. But obviously I want a better deal, so I'm gonna be more patient to kind of hit that slowly and let people sell into the market to lower the price. So, do I want to wait another day and let people sell their voucher earnings from node licenses overnight? I might do that. But we'll see how it all shakes out. One of the other great things about BSwap Wallet is I can search all the pools, and it shows me all the pools with a voucher in it as I'm searching for vouchers. And I can see here, it's kind of hard to see on dark mode, but vouchers right now are $1.20 in this pool, and in this one they're $1.28, which is interesting. But liquidity is lower, so you're getting a better deal in the voucher SPS pool than in the swap.hive voucher pool. DEC voucher, I mean, there's only $200 in here. B voucher, there's actually a fair number there. $12,000 worth, and so the price there is $1.27. And in ETH, swap.eth versus vouchers, there's about $9,000 of liquidity, and the price in that pool is $1.26. So by far, the best one to use right now as a buyer is the voucher SPS pool. And yeah, I should get a few hundred per day from my licenses. Yeah, the post showed like eight and change per license, and I've got 33 of them, 34 now, and so that's going to come out to what? That's going to come out to 283 per day, at least at current numbers. And then as more people buy more licenses, that will go down. But as we go up in tranche, that the value of those should go up. So that is the story. So I'm going to keep buying nodes. I'm going to keep buying licenses as long as the math makes sense. And I don't see that math changing anytime soon. BSwap also lets you know how many hours you have left on an SPS power down. That is true. It's a great wallet. I mean, this is Gerber's baby, or one of them anyway, and it's by far. I mean, just overall for all Hive ecosystem, I think it's the best wallet, but especially for Splinterlands because it has the Splinterlands specific wallet integration. So yeah, that's the nodes. So I'm buying. I'm gonna buy a whole bunch of vouchers from Airgrowth apparently, and then we'll see who ends up where on the top holders list. And I'm planning to go up here. So I think I did the math a couple days ago, and I think I'll be buying about 20 more. So I should end up right around Michael B. In number 4, number 5, somewhere in there. At what tranche does the math change significantly? Well, so it depends on what you mean by that. So the earnings math does not change all that much, as you go up in tranche, at least, from one license being sold to another. So like the marginal difference doesn't change all that much. What does change is the price of the license and its associated resale value. So if you're looking at total return, of cash flow plus equity, then the whole thing shifts. The other thing is that the arbitrage price pressure on vouchers changes as we go up to tranche 2, tranche 3. Because, so tranche 2 is a $5 discount value. Tranche 3 is $7.50, then 10, then 15, then 20, then 40. There's actually a big jump from tranche 6 to 7. But, I mean, that's way down the road. I don't think they're going to sell anywhere near that amount anytime soon. So, in the near term, it's really the question of how much buying pressure is that going to generate, and will people find it worth it at those higher prices? So it's a little bit chicken and egg, and we'll see how the market goes. But incrementally, the cash flow returns don't change all that much. So if you look at my model here, SPS node models, and I put in what is SPS going to be in those future dates when I'm earning, and what is the price of vouchers going to be when I'm earning. So and that really dictates your overall returns. So if in tranche 2 we see vouchers raise from $1 and whatever up to $3 and whatever, well, then your returns just jump through the roof, right? Because the portion of rewards that you're earning in those vouchers is going up. And another key factor is, because I'm calculating these returns SPS to SPS, is the ratio between SPS and vouchers. So if I'm earning one voucher at $3 and SPS is still 10 cents, that's a 30-to-1 ratio. So for every one voucher I'm earning, I'm effectively earning 30 SPS. But if SPS increases and it goes up to 50 cents, well, now that's a 6-to-1 ratio, and that's going to impact my effective SPS earnings. And so, whether you're looking at this in SPS or whether you're looking at this in US dollars is going to change your number calculations there a bit. So that's my view on nodes. I think they're a buy, at the minimum through tranche 1. Tranche 2, I think, is going to depend on SPS and voucher prices. But definitely, right now in tranche 1. Michael is saying, sorry, my comment was in relationship to Neil saying he was going to catch me in amount of licenses. Never. Michael's saying, I'm never going to catch him. I don't know. I'm going to throw a chunk at it, and we'll see what happens. I might end up in 5th place, and that's okay. We'll see how many vouchers I can score with the SPS that I have. And then, as obviously my airdrop's going to go down now going forward, but we're 50 something days away from the end of SPS airdrops as it is, so I'm not that concerned. Same thing with opening packs. As long as my openings earn an APR of 10%, then I'm covering the loss in airdrop value that I'm giving up. So 49 whale fights. Yeah, whale fights are fun, as long as you don't take them too personally. So Virus says, I just bought mine, was going to buy last night till my SPS lost 10%. Yeah, well, that is how it goes. SPS is a volatile asset, and some days are good, some days are bad. So, I was buying last week. SPS was higher. I was spending, instead of 36,000 per license, I was spending 31,000 or 28,000, something like that. So that's just part of the game. But like I said, if you're going to hold SPS anyways, then I think node licenses are far superior to staking in game at current values and everything. When's the date that it ends? 7/26. Yep. So about 7 weeks, something like that. You can go on the Splitterlands, look at the SPS management tab, and where are we? We're day 316 out of 365. So yeah. I'm not ready. Somebody tell me. Yes, absolutely. Oh, I should probably show you the actual screen there. So I don't know why people aren't buying more. I mean, yes, they are expensive, but so are cards. In fact, that's a great segue to a video that Jarvia put out just a few minutes before the show started. They're releasing a new feature on peakmonsters in the next day or two, where if you go to YouTube and you look for Peak Jarvie, then you can find the latest video here. It's price at level. And this is actually a really cool feature if you are building a deck. Rondon's asking if I take requests. It depends on what the request is for, but but sure. So I got this from my partner Vedev. He's my partner in Venari Syndicate, and he tipped me off to the video. I watched it, and in the video, Jarvie's saying he's doing this live, so it's it's not the most concise video, but it is a great feature. So I got access to it, and we will get everybody will get access to. Well, I shouldn't say everybody, because you have to be at least level something in their PKM listings. So your PKM, which is the Peak Monsters token, they give you airdrops and if you do liquidity pools, but also based on your buying level. How much buying have you put through the platform in the last rolling year? So I'm level 10 on my account, and so I'll qualify for access to this particular feature. And this is actually a great little a great way to give PKM some utility. But so if you have access to this, you go into buy, you go to compare, and then in this drop down, different comparison views. So this one is price at level, meaning that what is the price of these cards at the combined level that we're interested in. So so here we're looking at you can look at it by absolute level, or you can look at it by league cap. So you can say, well, if all cards were combined at silver level, that means level 5 for commons, level 4 for rares, level 3 for epics, and level 2 for legendaries. And so you're comparing them on a league basis rather than an absolute level basis, which is actually really helpful. So if I'm saying, okay, I'm building a silver deck, I'll look at that data set, and I'm saying, okay, well, I want summoners, right? So what are my most cost-effective summoners to get? And it's really interesting right now, because we have here Lyanna, Natura, and Maverick Inferno, which are alpha and beta cards, and these ones are the beta ones, for Earth and Fire respectively. And so they are at $55 and $56. They're actually less expensive than the Untamed and Chaos Legion equivalents, which is amazing to me. So that could just be people not buying very much in terms of Modern versus Wild, which will be coming out here in the next few weeks. So the betas will not be available for the modern the modern ladder, and okay, that is true, but there's still going to be a rewards ladder, for the wild set that these will be eligible for. And of course, at some point in the future, we have lands coming out. We have to, I think it's a reasonable assumption to say that the older editions will have some level of bonus to being staked into lands. So if I just want to look at splinter by splinter, so let's look at Earth. So Lyanna at level 4 is $55. Obsidian at level 4 is $88, which is a huge difference. Wizard of Eastwood, which is from Untamed, is $95 at level 4. And if I had to pick between these three as far as usefulness, I would say Obsidian's most useful, Lyanna is number 2, and Wizard is number 3. This is my personal preference, but obviously people will have different ideas on that. And so it's just really, really interesting to see how these things are shaking out, and how the market is evolving in response to, well, the meta, of course, but also the environmental shifts in what I think is because of the modern versus wild split that's coming up. So both Obsidian and Wizard of Eastwood will be eligible for both ladders, and Lyanna will only be available for the wild ladder. But then so if I'm building a deck and I want summoners, then I can look at summoners. If I'm building a deck and I want a specific attribute or specific ability, what I do a lot of when I'm I should back up and explain. When I am playing the actual game, I actually rent cards from the market. So all of the cards that I own, which is a lot of cards, are all on the rental market. They're all actively working. So when I want to play, I actually go into the rental market and I rent cards. And occasionally I end up, because I don't look through, where the rental's coming from. Occasionally I've actually rented my own cards and I'm paying, peakmonsters or Splinterlands, 5% for the privilege, and I do it in DEC, so I'm not doing the credits or anything. But when I build a deck, I'm looking at total price of the rental, for the day, and also I'm looking at the abilities that I'm getting. So I'll search for an ability like, I use a lot of sneak, right? So I'll search sneak. I say, okay, well if I'm looking at Earth, I'll also want to include neutral there. If I'm looking at Earth and neutral and I want some sneak monsters, and I say, and in here this is buying instead of renting, but the same approach applies. Then I can say, okay, Uraeus is by far the cheapest. It's $3 to combine up to Silver League. Eyes of the Fanged is next. Uraeus Gold is 10 times more than the regular. That's probably not worth it. If it were like 2 times, I'd consider it. Goblin Sorcerer, $24. Goblin Thief, $33. So again, we've got what I think is a superior card in Goblin Sorcerer is actually cheaper than the Untamed variant, probably because of the Modern versus Wild split. And Sandworms are $55, and Elven Cutthroat, even though it's beta, it's $70. It's actually more expensive than the Alpha Goblin Sorcerer, which has more of an R shares bonus, which is kind of crazy. But so you can go through this interface, or when we get access to it, and we can look at look at all our different abilities. Let's say I want Protect, right? And I want water or neutral. It's like, okay, Venari Wavesmith has Protect. That's pretty good. $1.25. Crustacean King, $55. That's a lot. Tower Griffin, $94. So you can see that some abilities have a great deal of premium to them. Like if we look at Tank Heal, that's going to be expensive, I'm sure. So Meridali Guardian. Well, let's look at everything here. So here we can see the Crystal Smith is the cheapest tank healer, and the regular foil versus gold is $1.36 versus $8.92. Goblin Psychic, Meridali Guardian, Divine Healer. So Divine Healer has been a powerhouse forever, and I'm surprised to find her at $25 and number 1, 2, 3, 4th on the list of regular foils. That's surprising. So make your own decisions, but it's worth picking up some of these cheapies, I think. Albatross, when Untamed was selling out, I bought a ton of Albatross. So I'm pretty pleased with how that worked out. So they're 86 cents a piece at this level, and I was what was I buying them at? I was a couple pennies, I think. so that worked out okay. If we get to the point, or not if, but when we get to the point where Chaos Legion is selling out, one thing to consider is abilities, right? So abilities and rarities. So when rewards cards go out of print, a lot of times it's worth buying a whole bunch at the end of their print run to get into the get some inventory in your portfolio there. I've done that a number of times. My one big regret is I did not buy the 4th gold foil Lord Arianthus, because I was like, you only get 1 health out of it, going from level 3 to level 4. So it didn't seem worth spending $200 or whatever it was at the time, and now it's like thousands, So if you have a really strong card, don't be don't be shy. Make sure that you have enough to satisfy whatever it is you're doing, whether you're playing or renting or building a portfolio for lands or whatever it is. I know I'm way behind on chat here. Let's see. Icy is saying, can you lead a new token for us, Neil? X nodes, so more people can get in on notes. I've thought about it. I have thought about it. I have, in the pre-sale, it was way too volatile. So, I decided it wasn't worth doing then. But going forward, might be. might be worth doing. It's also interesting that in the posts we have seen that just because you own the license doesn't mean you actually have to rent or run the Node software. You might be able to have a delegation kind of system. So I imagine there will be Node operators and Node license holders, and they might not be the same people. Watch out for that barking spider. Absolutely. Let's see. What else do we have here that's mind-blowing? Could be important depending on the investor. Just holding SPS and that you are liquid compared to Node license. I mean, yeah, their liquidity does have its place. That's for sure. But I'm all in, so it doesn't really matter. Please follow Splinterlands TV. We're at 998. So everybody follow the channel. That'd be great for everybody who is a fan. So that's the new feature coming from Peak Monsters. I think it's going to be really useful. And I think in the rental market, that's going to be even more useful, actually, if we get that comparison feature. I kind of do that manually when I do the rents. So I'll go here and I'll search for, I'll look at whatever splinter my focus is. Like today is Dragon, actually. I actually built a pretty interesting deck. It was Dragon and Neutrals, and I didn't rent any other splinters. And so far it's going okay. But I would look for, Thorns, and I would look for Sneak, and I would look for, Snipe and Opportunity, and, whatever else. Tank heal and just regular heal and all that kind of stuff. So, I like the tools. I've been a fan of Peak Monsters forever. They keep putting out good stuff. I mean, other markets do have their own niches as well. Monster Market has cashback and some analysis tools that Peak Monsters doesn't have. There's actually, I know of at least 2 markets that are in development that are going to have their own, variations on the Splinterlands interface. So that is, more is better. But overall, everybody, I think, is doing a great job. So we have about 8 minutes left in the show, and I wanted to open some packs because I'm impatient. So let's open some packs. Let's see. What do I have in terms of potions? I've got 2,600 of each, which is kind of a strange number. How much is that? Is that 500 packs? 2,600 divided by 5. It's 520 packs. All right, so we might get. Because I bought 1,000 last week and I didn't open them all. So let's open some stuff here. All right, so let's do 200, and let's see if anything changed here. We had an update. I know before, you could go up in this number, but it didn't actually work. You still limited to 200. Okay. All right, 200. Open. Okay. Let's do it. And churn and churn and churn. Spinning Teeth of Doom. The cat will finally learn the proper pack opening process. This is one of the ways. This is because you can open one at a time and it takes 30, 45 seconds at a time. Or you can open in bulk here and open up to 200 at a time. Or Peak Monsters has a bulk opening tool where you can open thousands at a time, but you don't get any animations. It's just a list. So, there we go. I was getting worried there for a second. Okay. Let's do reveal all. And this gets loud, people. So enjoy the rumbles and the gold foil sounds. And that flip. All right, Carnage Titan, nice. I rented him earlier today. That double strike reach. That's a nice combo. Gold 10-knee striker. 10-knee striker is definitely in the meta. A strong sneak even at a low level. Ease of the Fanged. Desert Dragon. I rented one of those earlier. Chin Muriat. I don't know. Still can't pronounce that. Fungus Fiend. So the Fiends, they're the 0 mana monsters. We have one for each splinter in this edition. Those you want to have at level 1 or level 4. There's kind of worthless at level 2 and level 3. They do gain an ability at level 4. You know, each different one has a different ability, so they're worth combining, and the rents justify the combinations. Grum Fireblade, Uriel, Void Dragon, Kelia. Frendel is number 1 in the low leagues, silver and not bronze. Nice little 3-pack of legendaries there. Chaos Knight, Dampier Stalker. Not this one, but the other rewards card, the Dampier. I forget the name of it. It's a beast for a dragon. I think it has a sneak and double strike and poison and all kinds of stuff. So let's do. Did I get a GFE? I don't think I got any GFEs. I wasn't actually watching that closely. If it's not legendary, it's crap. That's not actually true. It's fun. All right, Gem Meteor. I love. What's it called? Scattershot. It's just chaos. You don't know where it's going. If you get like a monster that has like Chaos Dragon that has Scattershot and Blast, that's a lot of fun. It's, like you can't defend against it because even I don't know where it's going. You know. Grum Fireblade. Grum is a really good tank. It's got the Bloodlust. Goblin Psychic, one of the few low-level healers. More Isa. Oh, we're getting some tips and hints here from Yetta. Starting to work on RiftWatchers cards now, and there will be more Scattershot. That is exciting. Well, I don't want to defend against it, but you know, it's exciting to have the cards. But like Magic, Scattershot, and Blast, killer. Oh, there's a Goldfoil Epic Acid Shooter, which has Scattershot. Mirror of the Dark. No more Recharge, please. Yeah. Recharge has not been favored by the meta. I will tell you that. Do I even play? Of course I play. You know, I've gone times without playing, but I have been playing lately. All right, so 600. So that's going to be 122 packs to use up all those potions. All right, and we got 3 minutes left. We can do 122. I can't open 500. I can only open 200 at a time through this interface. That's not my fault. Open 32,600. Yeah. Wave Brood. Oh, is that going to turn? Okay, Quicks. Quicks is a solid. That's a legendary you want. That's like $27 right now. Grum. Ifrit. Yeah, Ifrit's prices are not great. You know, the recharge is, like I said, not favored by the meta. So we're getting some good cards. They're just no GFLs. And by we, I mean me. Sunkai Harvester. Oh, Gold Goblin Psychic. That's nice. Torrent Fiend. Blinding Reflector is used a lot. General Sloan. Alright, and Grund. I think that's the first Grund I've seen. Alright. So that uses up all my potions. And we have, we've got like 90 seconds left. Can I make another purchase? Let's do it real quick. See if we can do it. Let's do 1,000. I'm not even going to do the math for, I'm going to use credits for this. Do the math for the bonus. And, man, this is processing slow today. I don't know if you guys need to kick the servers or whatever, but usually it's faster than this. And let's do 1,000 credits. All right, so this is gonna turn into our outro here because the feed's gonna cut off here in 40 seconds. But we'll do it. We'll open more cards, and we'll see. Oh, wrong tab. Open 200, and this will take us out. It's better than a theme song, I think. All right. Was trying to hit champion during the show, but fell 21 points short. That's very sad. All right, so thanks everybody for coming out. If you think the math makes sense, buy some node licenses. I know I'm going to. Another quicks. And I'll let the recording go. So if you want to see the end of this, make sure to hit up the replay on YouTube, or I'll be posted on Legal Finance. Come on, GFL. Getting a bunch of legendaries, huh? Oh, we got a one! We got a Corpse Fiend! Which is a nice one. And there's the regular right there. Usually get the regular and then the gold foil later. But, you know. Oh, ending on a legendary. River Hellendale. Nice. Nice. Alright, so that's the stream for today. And we'll see you guys next week.